Hey, how's it going, guys? You're listening to the Shed Talk Show podcast. My name is Zach Lasco, and first and foremost, we want to say thank you guys for listening. Second, we want to say great to be back. It's been a long time since we've done a consistent show, and we're feeling pretty good about everything. We got some new mics, we got some new cameras, everything's kind of getting set up, and kind of liking the direction that the show's going in. So it's good to be back and talking to you guys. We're going to try to keep it to 3 topics per episode and just see how far that takes us. And again, today's episode is brought to you by Lasco Boning Products. We want to thank our sponsors. If you need your windows, doors, or kitchens remodeled, call 724-522-1655 and talk to Bill. He'll help you out. Lasco Building Products is located at 528 Edna Adamsburg Road, 15611. Again, thank you very much to our sponsors. And like I was saying, guys, it's just good to be back. It's good to be talking to everybody and getting some opinions out there. And it's kind of like a little bit of a therapy session for me too. That's why our last topic of the day is mental health, and we'll get there. Kind of woke up feeling a little strange today, and again, like I said, we'll get there. So first thing I really want to talk about is Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. As we were talking earlier, you know, it pretty much seems like everybody on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter's talking about this. And we'll start with Rodgers first because I think that one's a little bit more clear cut. So, he made his decision. Everybody was kind of wondering where he was going to go, what he was going to do. Pittsburgh, Tennessee, Denver, where Green Bay, where's he going to go? Nobody knows. So, turns out he ends up staying in Green Bay. There was speculation that he signed a 4-year, $200 million deal, but him and Pat McAfee both said that that was false, and there hasn't been any details of the deal that have went through yet. So, stay tuned for that. I think that looking at this in hindsight, I actually said this later or earlier in the week. Um, when Rodgers was running around last year playing against the Bears, saying, "I still own you, I still own you." That's not somebody that really wants to leave where they're at. You know what I mean? He definitely didn't want to get out of Green Bay. I don't think. I think that he wasn't happy with the way that the program was ran there, but ultimately, like, his friends were there. David Bakhtiari, he's like his best friend. Devontae Adams, his boy. He's got a whole bunch of friends on that team. That's where his career is. That's where he belongs. I think that that's where he should stay, and I'm happy that Rodgers remains in Green Bay. Now, next up, Russell Wilson. It's a little bit different scenario. The Seattle Seahawks traded him for 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, Noah Fant, and Drew Lock. All of those before mentioned picks are in the 2022 draft. So I think that from my perspective, anyhow, I think that kind of it doesn't make it as big of a commitment for me for the Denver Broncos. I mean, yeah, you're losing the 2022 draft, but you're also gaining a quarterback, that they didn't have. A lot of people seem to think that Seattle won out on this deal because Malik Willis is in the draft, and now they have, what I think they're picking ninth now. So, like, there is a chance that they could get him and replace Russ. To me, both teams last year were 7-10. You have a struggling defense for Seattle. You don't really have that much going on offense beside DK and Lockett. But on the flip side of that coin, Denver, you have Cortland Sutton, you have Tim Patrick, you have Jerry Jeudy, you have Jamal Williams, Melvin Gordon, all these things on a 7-10 team, but they didn't have a quarterback. So what does a Russell Wilson do to a 7-10 team? I think that, when you already have a top 10 defense and you make that addition, I would say that the Broncos are at least a playoff contender. I would not say the same for the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, that's my opinion. That's what I think. Um, I just don't see that happening. I mean, stranger things have happened, and again, the Seahawks just got rid of Bobby Wagner too, so that's another big voice in that locker room that they just don't have. To me, you know, I, the Broncos are up and coming, and the Seahawks are not. It's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. I wanted to touch on this little bit of controversy for the quarterback position for the Steelers. I just want to make this clear first and foremost. I don't think either of these two are the guy at all. But if you're gonna go out and spend $8 to $10 million on Jameis Winston, who threw for like I think it was 1,100 yards, like almost close to 1,200 yards for the Saints, like 52% completion rating. He was literally like 67 for like 125 or something like that, and he had 14 touchdowns, which that part isn't terrible, but like 52% completion rating, that's not that good. Jameis Winston has had a season where he's thrown 30 interceptions. I mean, the dude has scar tissue. I would imagine that Dwayne Haskins doesn't have. I heard the argument, well, Dwayne Haskins is a one read, big arm, no football IQ type of guy. Did you not literally say the same thing for Jameis Winston? I mean, honestly, the only difference to me is you're going to pay Jameis Winston $8 to $10 million to get to Pittsburgh. I don't think that that's necessary. Whatever, you already have Haskins. That's all I'm saying. Build the offensive line, fix it. Uh, worry about the quarterback next year. There's no guy out there unless you're really going to go push for Deshaun Watson, which I really hope, but I don't think that's going to happen. So since you're not going to do that, I don't think you go get Jimmy G. You don't do that. Mariota, again, I'd still stick with Haskins. You're going to pay him less. A lot of people are saying it's going to be Rudolph. If it's Rudolph, I'm probably not even going to watch football anyhow. So, or the Steelers anyway. So that I'm not even talking about that. But again, if it's between Haskins or Jameis Winston, maybe Jameis is a step above. Maybe I agree with that. But maybe what does it matter? He's not a $6 million step above, per year. It's definitely not. So fix your offensive line. Maybe, get another weapon at wide receiver or something like that. It's maybe, I don't know what they're going to do with Juju. I don't know if he's coming back or not. But again, I don't think it's bring in Jameis Winston. Just, there's no reason. Not for 1 year, not for a bridge quarterback. Why would you do that? I don't see the point. I just, whatever. I'm not going to go much further into it because, again, I'm not a huge Jameis Winston fan, and I think he has huge confidence problems. We know what Jameis Winston's capable of, is my point. We've seen it. We've seen what he does. He can throw far. He can throw touchdowns, but he makes mistakes. We haven't seen what Dwayne Haskins has done. So why not just bite the bullet for the year? Don't pay anybody anything. Keep Haskins on. Make it a quarterback competition between him and Rudolph, and let Haskins compete. My opinion. I think that's what they should do, and then draft literally all offensive linemen. Just, again, from my perspective, take that for what it's worth. Last but not least, I wanted to talk about some mental health today. Woke up this morning feeling like real bad. Just down on myself. Sometimes this happens though, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk about it, because I don't know, I feel like I can't be the only one like with this kind of struggle. But I woke up this morning and I do an awful lot during my days. I feel like I do this show. I go to the gym. I ride bicycle for miles. I kind of get obsessive with things, and I really try to do them to the best of my ability. And I really try to enjoy stuff like that. But then, like, there's times where I wake up and none of that matters. Like, I just feel like every single thing I'm doing doesn't matter. I feel like I haven't accomplished anything. I beat up on myself, like, and it all comes from, like, I guess, social media and stuff like that. I don't know. But for me, I think it started yesterday. I saw these guys on the Full Send podcast do an interview with Donald Trump. And, like, I don't want to be, like, disrespectful towards these guys or anything, but, like, these guys are, like, knuckleheads, man. Like, they're not that intelligent. Bob Menery, he's probably the most skilled out of all of them, and I enjoy watching him. I enjoy his questions. He's got a great voice for broadcasting, and that's something to be admired. But again, the dude has a lot of issues, and like they're just not like good influential people, and somehow they're talking to the former president of the United States, and to me, it's like I don't know. I mean, like, how does that happen? And it's just discouraging to me because, like, here I am, I try to better myself and I try to be like somebody that, people can look up to. And I don't know, I just see people like that, like Steve will do it and I'm getting famous. And it's just so discouraging because it's like, is that really what everybody wants to see? Just like dumb stuff where it's entertaining and you're like pranking people and like you're just kind of manipulating the media, whatever. I just don't know. So then I get down on myself. I feel like for whatever reason those guys are better than me. And I don't know why I just can't sometimes I just can't see past that. I wake up and it really took me a lot to get out of that this morning. I really have to like kind of talk myself into it. And they always say happiness is a choice, and that really I think that is true because you can either choose to sit in whatever mood you're feeling. You can choose to just stew. If you really want to, I guess your day is what you make of it. So you need to consciously pull yourself out of that funk and move on with your day. Uh, I know that is so much easier said than done because again, I struggled all the time with it. I think they call it imposter syndrome, man, because like like I said, I feel as though I work very hard on the things that I want to accomplish in life, and I just haven't really gained the traction that I wanted to gain yet, and hopefully that'll come with consistency and hard work and everything like that. But until then, it's a grind, man, and it's very it's deflating at times. I don't want to sit here and just, talk about how negative everything has been because again, like the reason I wanted to bring this up is because you can pull yourself out of that and like ways that I go about doing that is like this morning I went to the gym. I didn't even want to go to the gym. I didn't want to do anything. Like I said, I was feeling bad, but I forced myself to go and my wife, Marissa, she also forced me to like kind of get up. And I also know that it's not fair to her when I'm in those funks because, I'm feeling bad about myself. So she thinks maybe it's something that she did. And that's not true. It's just, I have my own issues that I need to deal with. And then I feel bad about that because, um, just because it's not fair to her because she's so positive and she's loving and she wants to be in a good mood. And sometimes I'm just not. So what I need to do is like in the mornings, like one of the main things that I do is I go running first and foremost before I work out. Like even if it's the treadmill or the bicycle or whatever, I get the cardio, I get the blood flowing just because it really kind of like recenters me. And after I get that sweat in, it reminds me, okay, you do work hard at things like that, and it kind of gains momentum for the day and it pulls you out of that before mentioned funk. And like I just really hope that there's one day where, that stuff just comes naturally. Maybe it doesn't, I don't know, but um until then, like I said, it's just a conscious decision every day to pull yourself out and keep going, keep moving, always forward as they say in that Marvel show that I can't think of right now. But, just always forward. There's no reason to sit and stew in your own depression, make the best of the day and see if you can get out of that, go do something productive. But I really do think I think that's probably all I have for you guys today. I want to again thank our sponsors for today's show, Lasco Building Products. Call Bill at 724-522-1655 or just stop on down. I'm sure he'd be happy to see you and talk to you and work a deal out. And again, my name has been Zachary Lasco. This is the Shed Talk Show podcast. Feels great to be back, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you'll be seeing me a little bit more and more, and we'll get some advertisements down here in the bottom. If anybody's interested, give me a call. And moving forward, we're gonna try to get some guests on here. Whoever wants to come on, this camera angle right there, that can be moved to another chair. That one up there. Just trying to get as many people on as possible. See what you guys are into nowadays. I think it would be cool for just to have a conversation and get together. So. Again, thank you guys for watching the Shed Talk Show. My name is Zachary Lasco, and have a great day unless you've made other plans. Thank you.